Hey guys, I want to discuss what's happening with NIO stock, the ongoing discussions about the company, and what to look for over time. Tomorrow is a crucial day as we are expecting CPI data. I'll try to understand how this might impact NIO, what to watch over time, and some important levels to consider for NIO. Anyway, let's see what's happening in the market. NIO is down by 0.28% today, as we observe some cooling in certain tickers. Now the question is what the next move will be and what to expect tomorrow with the CPI data. I'll talk about CPI, then you can go and analyze the charts, and later we'll discuss NIO stock. But first, let's talk about all these news updates. When is CPI coming? It's the Consumer Price Index scheduled to be released tomorrow morning, an hour before the market opens at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We need the core to be around 4 to 4.1%. If it's above 4.1%, it'll be bearish for the market, and if it's below, it'll be bullish. Looking at the current trend of CPI, you can see that the overall CPI is on a slight uptrend, but it's not significant. It has been influenced by factors like energy for a few months. However, we'll focus on the core because it's staying at higher levels throughout the cycle. We'll see if there's a slight increase in the next quarter, especially in the core. If inflation rises a bit more, especially in the core, we'll keep an eye on the Fed Watch tool. Let's see if the market is pricing in another rate hike. Currently, the market expects an 86% chance of the Fed holding off in December. We'll watch this closely. And the impact on market moves, it will have a significant effect. The fear and greed index is still leaning towards the fearful side. Most signals are currently neutral. We need to watch this carefully. Speaking of NIO, NIO has a volume of around 34 million, a completely flat volume. Nothing significant happened today, just a slight move. This trend could continue for the next few days until we approach earnings. However, there is no confirmed date for NIO earnings yet. It could be in the next 2 weeks or any time during this period. Therefore, we need to be very cautious about it. So far, NIO has been posting more and more documentaries about various efforts. Efforts to clean the environment, clean up different places, cleaning up parks and things like that worldwide. So this is good for them because they have a great mission, making efforts to help in various ways. But the thing is, NIO is still focusing on improving its management team. They have appointed an independent director, and with this new appointment, it could be beneficial for them. We will wait carefully for a few weeks to see how earnings unfold, and then in the month of November, we will see how NIO sales perform. As long as NIO continues to perform well and their margins don't deteriorate significantly, NIO should be fine. I don't worry about it in any way. Now, looking at it from a technical point of view, NIO is very close to a bearish cross on the PPO, indicating that there might be a bit more downside. However, this will depend on the CPI. I've also looked at Spy and QQQ because both show triple bearish divergences on a 4-hour time frame, suggesting that the market might experience some downside soon. If we do see that downside, it will impact not only NIO but also other stocks and ETF. It's crucial for us to monitor this closely because it can affect not just NIO, but also other stocks. So with triple bearish divergence, the outlook is towards the downside. However, how you want to deal with it is something you need to decide, especially if SPY receives CPI data that is below expectations tomorrow. Watch it break. If we break it and keep it steady and strengthen it, our resistance trend line breaks. I hope it's heading towards 444. If we lose 438, we'll turn bearish and keep an eye on 36.5 for Tesla. If we're bullish, you need to break this at 225. It breaks repeatedly. Look for 225, then 230. That would be bullish. If we're bearish, you need this to lose. If we lose 217, it will sink all the way back to 214. And if it lets us go, you know what the next level is. It's around 212. And below that is 209. Now it depends on the CPI. So let's wait for it tomorrow. For Apple, after CPI, if it's bullish, look to break 185. If we break it, you might see a move to 187. If we're bearish, watch if it loses 184 and tests 183.5. If that fails too, it will go down to 181.5 to 182. Below that, there's 181. CPI will determine this. So let's wait for tomorrow, and if it's bullish for Apple, look to break 185. If we break it, you might see a move to 187. If we're bearish, watch if it loses 184 and tests 183.5. If that fails too, it will go down to 181.5 to 182. Below that, there's 181. For QQQ, if it's bullish, look to break 378 and be ready to reach 380. If bearish, look to see if it breaks 375. Then we have 374.0. If that fails too, it will go all the way back to 372.5. Then below that is 370. If it loses the 20 EMA, it's 374. So we'll watch this very carefully. For Nvidia, it's bullish if it breaks the 490 resistance and pushes towards 500. But Nvidia is overbought. So we're seeing a bearish divergence, bringing it back to 475. So we're just observing it cautiously. Finally, for NIO, how all this will affect it. If we get a good CPI, we try to balance NIO technically with the market and aim for 748 and try to reach the 4-hour 20 EMA. On the bearish side, watch if NIO is falling. NIO has a strong support around $7. We'll have to go back to this chart entirely. Let's check the daily chart. In the daily, we have $7 as key support. This is a strong support. We have a slight bullish divergence, indicating NIO can drop a bit more and then attempt to bounce later. But my gut feeling says it might drop a bit more. We can see it around $7. A little more downside is possible. We might hit around $7. Today, we hit around 7.11. So $7 flat is a real possibility. But let's see if there are any other changes, at least for now. So I maintain a bit of downside expectation. I understand that it could test $7, but for safety, let's see how things look. Let's see how NIO performs compared to the markets, and we'll be patient over time. All right, so tomorrow we have some significant data. The CPI is coming out. Its impact will determine how the market behaves and influence the future policies of the Federal Reserve. Paying attention to this will be crucial as the market opens tomorrow. So we'll observe it carefully and see how things change. But along with that, it's also essential to look at different levels for NIO. If the market is bullish, you'll want to see if NIO attempts to go above $7.48. If that happens, $7.80 is likely. If it's bearish, you'll want to see if it breaks $7.11 and heads towards $7. Keep an eye on whether it holds there. But we are approaching this historical support level. In my opinion, based on technicals and the CPI, there are chances of a bit more downside for NIO. I'm not 100% certain about the CPI. We'll see how it looks tomorrow. But just to stay safe, be prepared for some possible downside. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.